She's waiting for me to... yeah, I'm ready on screen. There we go. We got it ready for both players. Let's cut them down for game number 1. Good luck and have fun, y'all. In 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Alright, we got a bar, we got an L. This is the Classic Tetris League, and I am Arbaro. We got quite a show for you today, CTL Sunday. Matches happening all up and down the CTL division calendar as we kind of start approaching the end game here, final weeks of the season. First one, though, is a banger on the left side of your screen. Out of the United States of America, NTSCPB of 12.4 million. Back-to-back CTL champion, back-to-back CTM champion. The accolades for him keep piling up. Number 1 in the most recent Premier Poll rankings. He is Blue Scuti. He's holding firm at 91,000 points. Neco also at 92. Both players 3 on the board. Strong start so far, though Blue Scuti might have to do a few burns. Yeah. Right side of his stack looking a little messy. Rather right than left, but we'll take a moment to simmer this down. On the right side of your screen, out of the Russian Federation, NTSCPB of 5.56 million. He's Neco. Scuti shaking his head. A little bit of a misshift of that L, so a little bit of a slow start. Neco is capitalizing 163 to 110 here, 35 lines in. Still very, very early, though. These players, believe it or not, I guess it makes sense when you think about it, but like just on the face of it, it's kind of shocking. These players have never met before, at least on the match on the ELO database. A little high for Scuti. Neco also up a tad bit high. Looks like there aren't a lot of bars forthcoming at the moment, but no matter. He's going to get a Tetris. Blue Scuti had his well blocked, but he's still doing okay. Kind of bad bar timing. Neco has a lead here, though. Almost a 6-figure one. 216, make that 239 to 149. He was saying a little shocking. I mean, yeah, it makes sense in the sense that, like, Neco is, I would say, he's definitely risen to prominence very recently. But it feels like once a player is kind of establishing themselves in that upper echelon, it just all of a sudden feels like they've always been there. You know what I mean? Like, I would say Neco is definitely CTL Div 1 Rookie of the Year. I could be leaving someone out if you are, I'm sorry, but definitely, I don't know. Made quite a name for himself very recently in a year where I feel like there haven't been a lot of new names. Had a lot of kind of really high-level players that are returning. I would count Meme among those. Cole and Coal Bucket. Sorry, Cobra and Coal Bucket, not Cole and Coal Bucket. Ooh, early shift for Scuti of that Z. A little bit of an awkward situation to kind of navigate around, and just with a little bit of gnarly spire, but he's going to manage. He's Blue Scuti. Neco holding on to a 6-figure lead, though, over halfway to 19. Scuti does get his board cleaned up, 297 to 405. But yeah, Scuti also, obviously been in the scene, kicking around the scene for quite a bit, but it's really his period of dominance, really the period of him being at the top of the game has been really just the last year. And he's looking just every bit as dominant as Fractal and Alex T looked earlier this year. He is the hegemon. That's how, like, it's just a very quick rise for him, and it's really good to see. We've also seen that, the crown can definitely be taken. He's looking to be the third person to get back-3-back CTM victories this year. Nice use of Hegemon. Thank you. I've freshened up on my SAT words. How's it going, Golden Lizard? Neco a little bit dirty, but he's, making lemons out of lemonade or what have you. It's a couple of dirty Tetrises. So one off the bottom. 513 to 438. We're pretty close. The level 19 transition. First one of many, hopefully, this stream. This is the only Div 1 match of the day, but we got a ton of other matches featuring some of your favorite CTL personalities. Big game versus Tristop. What is that? I'm not sure. Usually these things don't get scheduled more than a week in advance. If you're part of the CTL, actually, let me hold off a bit and give you a score update as Neco has transitioned into 19 at 568. Scuti goes in at 512, so actually not too bad a pace. Kind of cleared up that deficit a little bit, closed the gap, considering how wide it was. But, you know, he's Scuti. If you have a lead, you gotta really press it, otherwise he will do something about it. Nice. Oh, it does not hit the T-spin, though, so both players a little bit of digging. 563 to 622, so Neco reestablishing things a bit. And Scuti going aggressive here. There he is. Lombard Tetris. I'm gonna set up for another one, column 2. Gonna get it. Yeah, so if you're a member of the CTL Discord, take a gander at upcoming super shows. A little bit of an undershift of that bar for Neco, but another one's going to come. It's not going to be too big of a deal. Keep your eyes peeled on that. You can also look at the almost daily update that I do. Should provide you with some information about what's coming up. But yeah, it's a big game versus Tristop. That's going to be a banger for Scuti. Going to probably determine the fate of the division. 744 for Neco, 688 for Scuti. Scuti is mostly clean, operating one off the bottom, has been scoring. 60,000 point difference at the moment. Neco playing ahead for most of the set, or match, game. This is the first game of the set. I guess it is technically true that he's been playing from ahead for most of the set. You know what I mean. I'm in there, we'll check. Yeah, beautiful. Usually, the matches for the week will at least tentatively get put there on Tuesday or Wednesday as King and his scheduling team do their stuff. And Scuti just having a hard time staying clean here in post. Does get a Tetris, has a hole in his stack. Neco kind of firing away, holding on to that lead. Not quite six figures, but still substantial. Lombard Tetris 886 to 807. We're into level 26. These players starting to think pretty seriously about 29. It is in their near, if not immediate, future. Scuti gets a bar, gets with a couple pieces for a tuck, just kind of can't stay clean here in post. Shaking his head. One of those games. A little bit of a NTC glitch there, but I think it's mostly doing a good job here. Lombard Tetris for Neco. He's into 28 now. 967. No great place for that S. Gonna kind of misstrupt a J, kind of very inopportune moment. Scuti also up kind of high. He's into level 28 at 836. Neco going to burn in at 10-10, going to get that max out. So he's into 29. Doesn't get that bar river, doesn't hang in that one either. Next one isn't going to do anything, and that's going to be it. Neco tops out at 10-12. Scuti, you are in a chase down. You need 10-13 to take it. 1013 Lombard Tetris, going to get him most of the way. Only needs a few more. Can line this out. Looks like he's going aggressive. Lombard Tetris, he's going to do it in style. Scuti will take game number 1. GG's. A couple of uncharacteristic hangs for Neco there on the left side of the screen, but you know he can play that fast. So sometimes the adjustment to 29, you know, you're changing your speeds. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Square and T start things off this time around. Scuti sitting at 3-0 in the standings, has yet to drop a game this season. Remaining matches, well, he's include this one, so this is probably one of the spicier ones. He's got matches against Alex T, so That'll be a fun one. Numbers 1 and 2 in the Premier Poll. As well as Sodium and Eyeball. So really... Sodium, we know, can, you know, if you're not on top of your game, excellent stacker, can take down pretty much anyone. And Eyeball, just absolutely on a roll lately. Neco is currently sitting at 2 and 2, 16 points in the standings, so well, let's get some points here, at least get some games to kind of help bolster his playoff bid. Look at the spreadsheet working later, but we have a slight format change here, as a little bit of a spire there for Neco. Pieces aren't really accommodating, or he's not accommodating the pieces, or something. He needs something. Both players, Scuti up high as well. He's gonna get his well reopened. Both players holding out for that bar. It is not coming. It's okay. Nice triple there for Neco. He's getting the burns. Scuti's clean somehow. Gets a Tetris. Neco as well. Both players will survive that pretty nervy early 18 situation. Neco with a score lead. Scuti with a cleaner board. 152 to 152. We're tied. Japanese saying brilliant skims indeed. Most players would not have survived that, but both of these guys showing you how it's done. Yeah, new format we're doing, slight tweak to it, I would say. Have a little bit of an NHL system. Top 3 players of each division will make the playoffs. Then there are 2 wild cards, so next 2 players with the most points will get in. And Neco in a little bit of a situation again. Gonna handle it. So he's shaking his head. I don't know what he's shaking his head about. He's scoring pretty well. 252 to 236. Neco needs a T. Speed setup. Not gonna quite come, but that's a cool little burn setup. Kind of flat burn situation. And help resolve his stack. He's going to be okay, looks like. Like a T-Span. Very modern setup looking for Neco. Well, Neco is also a top-tier modern player. Fun fact. It's like, I can't believe I got a Tetris. Scuti's at 327. Neco 271, so 60,000 point lead for Scuti. Medium-sized lead, I would say. Ooh, Scuti's grandpa in chat. Hello. Ooh, Scuti having a few more burns here. Neco just hanging out with that middle well for a while. Again, kind of modern strats. Be accustomed to it, but, you know. Obviously, you don't have 7 bag to help you out. Lombard Tetris. There's another. Looks like he'll try to get that. Well, migrated back over. Nice S-spin setup and nailing it there to get his board in a slightly cleaner situation than it would be. God, these players. 386 for Scuti. 353 for Neco. We're over 100 lines in. Transition looming. Effie saying 41 drought. Whoa, mama. Yeah, this has been a very dry seed. Oof. A couple tucks that Neco didn't quite hit, so I'm gonna have to be on cleanup duty for just a moment. Scuti with a slight lead here. 394 to 379. 10 away. Neco having to take some burns. Set up 3 off the bottom. Column 3. Player's about to go into 19 here. Spicy. A delayed burn setup for Neco, but he's going to get it. He's going to go in at 429, 465 for Blue Scuti. Both players surviving some rough RNG here. We're off and go. Running in post. This is a Tetris for Neco. I'm going to try to get this stack simmered down a bit. Reopens that right well. He's clean. And that J is going to help out his left. Scuti holding on to a 2 Tetris lead here. Also, a few lines in pocket. Both players level 21 now, 575 to 494. It's looking cleaner, though Neco keeps getting into these little situations right now. Needed an S, never came. Ends up having to form a bar dependency. Bar did come, but a few more burns, though. Scuti not looking clean. Gets that well reopened. Next bar is only going to be a double, but it is going to help get him Tetris ready. There we go. I'm going to burn all the way down to the ground here. I'm going to set up a lot of center rail setups here. Both players not getting a lot of bars, but do not want to lose base. They're kind of contorting their boards however they can to keep things running. You don't, even your Scuti, you're number 1 in the world, you don't want to lose too much base to Neco. Definitely a player that commands respect, and obviously Neco doesn't want to fall too far behind Scuti, because Scuti will just pummel you on 29. T-spin set up for Neco. T isn't coming. Gonna have to just paper it over and start digging. Scuti's clean for the most part. He gets a J for a tuck. 772 to 694. We're over halfway through post. Neco holding his stack, trying to work around it a little bit. Just gotta paper it over, so mostly clean other than that hole. But the bar is not coming, just no bars this seed. Bowlers are making the most of it anyway, as Neco doesn't quite get that square over. There we go, never mind. It did get over, it just level 27 was a little weird there for NTC, but no matter, we're into 28 now. 838 for Neco, 975 for Scuti. Scuti might get the might get the max out pre-29 in spite of everything. In fact, does so. 1010 for Scuti. 874 for Neco, so Scuti now with a sizable lead as he goes into 29. Transition score is 1015. Neco's board creeping up. He's going to go into the 879. Not clean, but he's going to get himself played Lombard Tetris. Beautiful stuff. Will need to play catch up though. Playing from behind on 29. Not a thing you want to do against Scuti, but Neco can definitely put his pedal to the metal when he needs it. Might be a bit of an opportunity here. Scuti is digging 1039 to 977. Scuti getting anything to that left side. Does hit the 5 tap of the bar. It's going to need RG to cooperate more than it has been. Neco does Tetris, closes the gap substantially. 1059 to 1021 though. Neco's board falling apart. Needs something to that left side, and I don't know if anything's going to come. Neco's going to top out 1024. Scuti is good for game number 2. GG's. Here's the 1.1. Doesn't quite get that Z over. Yeah, it's a little bit gnarly of a stack. Oh, gets that bar in. If he survives this, I am going to eat my shoe. I might have to eat my shoe. Luckily, it is falling apart. I've already bought a replacement pair, so my feet will not be cold if I have to do so. But yeah, no, it looks like he's mostly going to survive this, but yeah, we're kind of... okay, I need to stop writing him off. Okay, now I can write him off because he's actually topped out. But my goodness, what is this guy doing? In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Starting off with an S in a bar. Definitely some stakes here in this match. Scuti up 2-0. So looking to close this out, keep his perfect season alive. Only other undefeated player in his division with regards to matches is Eyeball. Eyeball has dropped 3 games. Scuti has not dropped a single game yet. Only other player to do so is over in Division 1A, is Meme. Dog's dropped a single game. So Meme versus Dog, gonna be a banger when that one happens. My goodness. Ooh, Neco, a little bit of trouble, a little bit high up. Does have his well open, but has a gnarly Spire, gets his bar over anyway. My goodness. Spicy, spicy stuff, and he's still not really out of it. Oh my god. Okay. Giving me a heart attack over here. Alright, there we go. Gonna get a nice double. Scuti is not exactly clean either. Playing a little more safe, but my goodness. Neco with a slight lead, 110 to 83. Back in the day, it snowed all winter sometimes. Mel saying. Nowadays, the Netherlands. Well, it's 2 days of snow as well. Wow, yeah, that's a. Probably has pretty not great implications that I'm going to try not to think about too hard right now. 92 for Scuti, 136 for Neco. Cole in chat cheering on his BFF. Hi Cole, how's it going? 139 as Neco is digging but gets a nice Tetris. That's going to reopen his center well. Center well ends up not being a Tetris, but going to get his board drilled down to the bottom. Holding on to a Tetris and change lead here, 171 to 141. Though Scuti is clean. Neco almost clean. Doing a good job kind of pushing the pieces around to a pliable state. Like a little bit of a T mischief, but we can get this cleaned out pretty easily. Very, very advanced stacking going on here. And Neco, a couple misdrops there on the left side. Looking a little bangy, but still going to go aggressive. There's all this junk on his left side, but still just going to take the Tetris, keep Tetris ready. Nice double there. All right, now he's going to have to dig. 194 to 205. Blue Scuti going to take the lead with that Tetris. It is clean. Neco going to be digging. Is Neco going dirty here? Ends up not really getting the pieces for it. That Z in particular, just not really cooperating with what he wants to do. So he's taking a lead as a result. We're over 80 lines in. Nice dirty there from Neco. I don't know if I want it to snow this year. I think I do. I mean, I feel like I'd be a curmudgeon if I said, do not snow in Seattle. Grr, arg. I think Seattle's very hilly, and the roads, because it's rainy, all just kind of go straight up the hills. So, like, it's like kind of funny sometimes. Like, there's certain streets in Seattle where when it snows, it freezes over, you just have like automotive shuffleboard. Another T-spin setup for Neco. T also does not come for this one, so still a very close game here. 348 to 333. Not too much for longer until the transition. Alrighty. Kind of another game with some tempered scores, a little bit of rough RNG, but these players are doing their best to accommodate it. And they're less than 10 lines away, 404 to 419. So we got ourselves a pretty close game. Very vertical stack from Neco, so gonna have to only just one hole that he had to farm as a result. Center row wasn't really helping, but he's gonna come into 19 with a 432. Scuti room for one more, kind of a false bit setup. Not getting the L for it, so I'm gonna have to cram a couple pieces down there awkwardly. He's gonna go with the 445, so close one. Neco's into level 20, has gotten himself set up. Scuti, no T comes for his dependency, or T spin, I guess. That's kind of been a theme of this set. Players, especially Neco, but Scuti as well, setting up for those T spins, T never coming. That sequence would have gotten a lot of players. Yeah, it's that's the thing, like, they're playing well. You know, like, it's just RNG is just throwing them a curveball, you know, and this is a good thing to see. You want to make sure they survive it. Let's see if they can score, see how much blood they can squeeze from that particular stone. Probably a little frustrating to play, but, you know, it's a part of the skill set that they need to have, and they're definitely showing us that they have it. 482 for Scuti, 605 for Neco. That's a center wall Tetris for him. Neco's actually taken quite a bit of a lead here, 632 to 539. Scuti now clean. And again, another really just impossible RNG sequence from Neco there. They're just having a hard time keeping it clean. Looks like Neco will get clean again, but Blue Scuti is going to take a couple bites into that lead. This Neco, again, just can't stay clean for more than a Tetris or two. 647 for Neco as his board is climbing. 630 for Scuti. Neco doesn't hit that tuck. Oh, Neco doesn't get that T over. That's going to be it. Neco going to top out at level 25 with a 656, and Scuti has taken the lead. He's good for game number 3 in the set. GG's. Frustrated game for Neco, but he did well to survive just everything that the random number generator is throwing at him. But Scuti ultimately, he's number 1 in the world for a reason, showing us his class. We'll watch him mulling it out. Let's have a bar dependency. Looks like he might actually salvage a pretty good score out of this if he gets, you know, the right pieces, which very big if when it comes to this game. This set in particular is just gnarly RNG here. He's got to get out of it. Look at this. There you go. Lombard Tetris, 902. Work for one more before the transition. There you go. Goes in with a 938. Pretty good score, all things considered. No, Scuti doesn't quite get that J over. Gonna get a Tetris. I'm gonna get a burn. Setting up column 2. There it goes. $12.51. He's been scoring more on, I don't think this is actually true, but it feels like he's been scoring more in post than he was on post. And he's going to have to do a fairly high dig here. Needs a bar. That's going to be good for a triple. One bar, another one. So that's already up to a 1.3. Even with this really rough RNG game, still putting up a big score here. What am I doing? I'm reporting. $1.4. You get a few more Tetrises if he plays his cards right. Or didn't quite go over, but you know, it's Scuti. It would kill a mere mortal. Not necessarily going to kill him. Doesn't get that Z over, but still 1.4 off of a 900k transition. What a game. GG's.
Not able to use it just yet. Having to take some burns. But we'll do well to reopen the well here. The nice L piece there. Gonna bring things down with a triple. You can just clear out the field. Oh wait, I can do this. Okay, there we go. There we go. Figuring out an NTC. It's a confusing one. But what's not confusing is the two players stacking right now. Nice and clean, though getting up a little bit high is running into a drought. Red shirt up so high here, needs some better pieces to burn. Gets the T to the left-hand side. Or rather to the right, pardon me. Red shirt reopens the well, there's a nice bar. No problem for Red shirt in the end because lovely burns and he's just back to stacking. As easy as you like, and now just a one and a half Tetris difference between the two players. Rations, no way he solves it. He won't be able to in the end. That might have been nearly the best solve you'll ever see. Spitting that J in there to give himself an opportunity for a Z-Tuck plus a bit. And now actually trailing Red shirt here. So that J misdrop, which he wasn't quite able to resolve cleanly, has now allowed Red shirt to take a massive lead here. That's a big swing from Rations having just under a 2 Tetris lead. Now just under a 3 Tetris lead for Red shirt. So Red shirt making use of every opportunity he's been given at the moment. Well, Rations is just looking to reopen things. Really's not found any help from the game at the moment. And needs an L piece that won't quite show. Won't quite be set up for the Vits. And in the meantime, Red shirt filling out that left side with an L piece. Needs another long bar though. Gets the bar over, but doesn't burn anything. Fortunately though, was very aware and no Phantom Burn gonna take out Red shirt. Dirty Tetris Rations. A left well up on row number 5. Gee, with Rations, you never know what you're gonna get, but what you can expect is always very good aggression. However, with that Vits not being able to score a Tetris, Rations kind of slowing down a bit in efficiency here. Has scored a couple quick ones, but still trailing by over 100,000 points. 5.5 Tetris is the lead for Red shirt. It's exploded during that dig that Rations had. And Ra just not finding pieces to help him out at the moment. He would honestly, he would love any piece that would work, but Ra's not getting anything. Gets a bar finally to bring things down, but of the 2 J's that he would have been very useful, he found pretty much none. Set up for a dirty here, and we'll get the dirty, but while he is finding the Tetris here and there with these pretty aggressive setups, Red shirt has been so clean scoring. Tetris for Red shirt 517, Tetris for Rations 384. 5.5 Tetris is the difference. Otherwise, 130,000 points. Both players will transition with their next Tetris. And Red shirt, though, getting up a bit high here. He's going to have to burn in. 543, the transition for Red shirt. Burning also is Rations 414. 130,000 points, the difference between the two players. The speed is increased. Now, as we've passed 130 lines, it's going to stay the same for the next 100. Alright, Ra with a bit of a bar hang there, causing a bit of an awkward moment for his board. We'll have to burn things down, which means Red Shirt, another opportunity just to build up that lead. Back over 5 Tetrises again here on level 21. And Ra hits the spin. Lovely stuff there. And there's a Tetris. 528 for Rations. 706 for Red Shirt. So both players into level 22. And I mean, Red Shirt, he has built up some lead. 180,000 is the difference. Ra, not the most friendly pieces, but honestly, it's just all S's. Red Shirt did fairly well to deal with it in the end, but he's got a bit of a misdrop. He's up high. Red Shirt, he needs to get pieces over because this is very, very dangerous now. The bar hangs for Red Shirt, and that's going to do it. Red Shirt can't get anything to the left-hand side, and what was an incredible pace lead has just been destroyed by the massive array of S pieces. And now Rations in a chase down. Needs to get to 742. So the chase down for Ra is 742. Has plenty of time to do it. But can't line out fully. Would definitely have to pick up a couple Tetrises if he's looking to do it before 29. Alright, Tetris there for Ra. Just over a Tetris left to go. And with that double, it'll now be less than. We'll be able to do it with the next long bar. But Rations, alright, finds the bar, finds the Tetris of the matchup. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. So it's an unfortunate game number 1 for Red Shirt. Was really impressive in terms of pace-wise. I mean, Ra wasn't having the most efficient game, and Red Shirt absolutely took massive advantage of it. It was an unfortunate top out on 23, but maybe we'll get that out of his system early. Try to check out a couple of the nerves. And look to hit back rather in game number 2. Both players underway. The couple Tetrises early on. Alright, Rations with a bit of a jagged board. Gets a couple nice pieces to fill it in. Red Shirt, a bit of a similar board, honestly, but not quite able to resolve it as did Ra. Alright, getting up a little bit high here. Not set up for the Tetris. That will only be a triple. And opts to take the burns to bring things down. So a bit of a drought means Rations actually wasn't able to punish Red Shirt for that dig, and this drought now almost 40 pieces. Sees Red Shirt probably not lose too much efficiency. Taken off the headphones. He's going to lock himself in here in game number 2. And I mean, both players nice and clean. Not a whole lot to say at the moment. Both players kind of in scoring positions, though Red Shirt with a couple of awkward pieces will have to do some burning once again. Nice double tuck there for Ra, though nearly ran into a couple of more issues. Does well though to keep himself clean. Does have a bit of a hole in row 4. Will opt to just take some burns and is now set up for a bit of a risky Vits. Unfortunately, will not be able to get the bar to fill things in, but does well to bring things down. A nice Tetris there. Both players neck and neck here past the halfway mark of level 18. Alright, red shot with a couple holes, but nice skim there to clean things up. Really not a whole lot to say throughout this game number 2 here. Both players have been clean throughout the 18 speeds, with the occasional dig. And I mean, they're just scoring Tetrises non-stop. Over 70% Tetris rates for the two players. So looking at possibly maybe a 600k transition. Alright, Ra getting up a little bit high here. Gets a nice bar to bring things down and the LPs to burn. But not a great square, and it's forced to cover up the well as the bar shows up. So for the first time in what feels like 50 lines, a 1 Tetris lead now for red shirt. And it's only 1 Tetris, but it's the first real lead that we've seen throughout the entirety of the last 50 lines. It's just been so close between the two players, matching each other in their efficiency. And red shirt not able to find a piece to help out the board there. Looking for a long bar. Long bar does show up, but will be forced to take a few burns. In the meantime, Rations now taking advantage of this burn situation. Up to 5. What am I saying? 538. 510 for red shirt as red shirt now scores a Tetris. So both players very close, but we're right before transition and Rations not getting some good pieces. Gonna have to burn in at 543. Needs to is looking for a bar to bring things down. We'll find the bar, but still a bit of work to do. In the meantime, red shirt set up for the Tetris, looking for the bar, and there it is. Red shirt will transition at 561, so about a 1 Tetris lead for red shirt at the transition. Rations now on level 20. We'll take the raw lead, but not quite the lead in terms of pace, though red shirt in a bit of trouble here. Gets a bar for the Tetris, but needs some more pieces to bring things down. So now in a bit of a dig situation. Rations clean, scores the Tetris, going up to 665. 2 Tetrises to lead now for Ra, make it 3. As red shirt still digging out of this situation, that early hang on 19. Still causing him a lot of trouble in this dig. Reopening the well is red shirt, and finally Tetris ready, and there we go. Tetris for red shirt, 643. Rations with a bit of an early tuck. He might have the lead, but it might not last too much longer because this is a very difficult dig for Ra. Gets a lovely T-spin. That'll help clean things up a lot easier and is actually open for the Tetris. Looking for a long bar, but the long bar won't show. Ra having to do some cleanup, but cleans up beautifully as red shirt gets up a little bit high as well. Opens up the well, but misses the skim on the tee. Still able to burn things out pretty cleanly, but that is a misread on the NTC. I believe it should be an 8. But still back by a few Tetrises from Ra. Ra, I think, is at 836. I don't think that's a B, should be an 8. So yeah, 869 now for Ra, 776 for red shirt. Into level 26. About a 1 Tetris lead in terms of the pace. but a few Tetrises in terms of raw score. So both players clean here. That 29 speed is approaching soon. Red shirt with a Tetris to bring things down. Rations getting up high. Gets a nice butter. Bring this stack down, but needs probably a J to help cleans up. Will opt to take some extra burns, but has done well to accommodate with the pieces given. One Tetris away from the kill screen is Rations here, looking for this last bar, but the bar has taken its time to show up. Finally will show. Rations in an A27. Now just burning. Red shirt, one Tetris still available. He's at A15. This Tetris would mean he would transition with a lead. But Ra is up and running here on the 29 speeds. Multiple Tetrises already scored. B11 here for Ra. Will not get the tuck, unfortunately. And now has a bit of cleanup to do. In the meantime, Red shirt into 29 speeds here. Tetris to A94. Ra, very important long bar to bring things down. Less than a Tetris separates the two players, but it is Ra who's ahead by a level and a half in lines. Tetris for Red shirt now taking the lead from Ra. Much cleaner board, but Ra doing very well in this down stack here. Alright, looking for some more pieces. Hasn't quite cleaned up fully just yet. Alright, Ra looking to set up here on level 34. He's still trailing by a Tetris. The red shirt running into some issues here. Board starting to fall apart here on level 33. Needs something for the left-hand side. Red shirt can't find it. And with that Tetris, Rations will go past red shirt's score and take game number 2. Well, a bit unfortunate there in the end for red shirt. He did very well to take that lead away from Rations on the kill screen, but unfortunately ended up topping out. And Ra, who's still going, isn't too far ahead. And you imagine what could have been if red shirt could have kept himself going. Rations is up 2-0, but we have seen a reverse sweep already tonight. So red shirt, he'll be looking to make that 2. Alright, Rations gonna top out here.